A gay man was arrested this week at a Missouri hospital after refusing to leave the bedside of his sick partner. According to local reports, Roger Gorley was visiting Alan, his partner of 5 years, when Alan's family asked him to leave. When Gorley refused, hospital security handcuffed him and forcefully removed him from the premises. Kansas City Fox station WDAF sat down with Gorley, and here's what he had to say about how the hospital nurse treated him.
Didn't even bother to go look it up, to check into it. He's been at the psychiatric unit part several times. Joining us to discuss, we have Noah Michelson, editor of HuffPost Gay Voices. Noah, just heartbreaking. I mean, this is a story that you worry about.
You do, and I think the thing that we need to talk about here is this guy had a power of attorney contract, and so he legally should have been allowed to be there. So when we're talking about DOMA, right now, and Prop 8 and those being repealed and people getting to get married so they have the same rights that straight people have, even if you do have those rights, even if you are in a civil union, even if you are married, even if you have that contract, we're seeing it doesn't really matter in some instances. It's being overridden by a nurse who's saying, no, the family doesn't want you here. So it's heartbreaking, and it terrifies me that even when we do have our protections legally, it doesn't matter in some instances.
So does it come back to the federal law?
Yeah, but I also think it comes back just to attitudes about gay people in general. And we don't know, we aren't sure.
But if they were a heterosexual couple,
yeah,
would it have been different? If the family...
This would have never happened. It would have never happened. If this had been in a wife and a husband, the family said, we don't want the wife here, there's no way the hospital would have ever said, okay, you have to leave, the family doesn't want you here. Because that relationship is respected, both legally and also socially.
What about what the patient wants?
I think that's really important too, and like he's saying, he's been in the psych ward. We don't know what kind of condition he's in. Maybe so it's really troubling. And I think everyone's saying, oh, there can be a lawsuit here. This is a great chance for a lawsuit. But in the meantime,
because back in 2010, Obama ordered all hospitals,
exactly,
receiving Medicare, Medicaid, to allow the patients to decide.
Right, exactly. But even if there's a great lawsuit and that's great, what happens in the meantime? What if his partner dies and this guy doesn't get to be there next to his partner when it happens? So it puts a very human face on this struggle that I think a lot of people think is a little bit more obtuse than it really is.
And it's concerning to think that many more cases like this.
We're seeing it in our comment section on the site. We're actually going to have a Twitter chat at 3 p.m. today. HuffPost Gay is our Twitter handle, and we're going to ask people, has this happened to you? What would you do? Because we're already hearing from a lot of people that they've had the same kind of situation happen to them. So it's not as rare as we might think it would be.
You're right. This brings it back to just the human
nature
of all this.
Yeah.
Emotions.
Totally.
It's more than just the law.